Hello, y'all. I'm just working. Just watch me work. I'm just working. So, I'm still waiting. I have much, much more, but I'm still waiting on the National Security Agency to contact me, the Pentagon to contact me, as well as the White House to contact me. I think that this is ultimate disrespect, honestly. And this is very top secret information. Even though it was years and years ago, or 10 years ago or more, it's these war games. They're still going on. They're still active, and I'm still active as well. So this is a cyber war, is what you're witnessing. And this is how I contacted the United States government to notify them of this threat. So yeah. If you have any questions or comments, I guess you just leave them and I'll get with you on them. But right now, I really am. I'm working. I'm in the middle of working for real. So this MC is 28 minutes and 48 seconds. So if you have time, if you want to stay on, you can. But I am going to play this fully out because I know that officials are listening, and this may be the only way that they can intervene. Because I know that it's a lot of gaslighting and dishonesty going on in terms of pointing blame and pointing fingers. But I am in the middle. I'm literally caught in the middle of the war games, and it's not right. It's not fair. I have literally been working for free for 10 years for my country, and it's just not right. It's just not right. I mean, I tell people these stories, they don't believe me, reasonably so, but everything is not just black or white. There is always a gray area. There's nothing, you should never assume or presume anything, and definitely not put me in a category as to say if I'm not capable. Obviously, I was capable. Obviously, I have the evidence to prove it. I just never thought in the United States of America that I would have to use these files. I never, ever, ever, ever thought. When I was saving these files, it was a last ditch effort into like, okay, if they blackball me, if the worst happened, if I'm not here, I know that they're gonna scavenger hunt all over the place for my, especially electronic devices. And I wanted everybody else to be okay. I'm sorry. I really did. And I never thought that my country would turn it back on me. And I had everybody's well-being. God knows I did. My family don't even believe me because this is out of the box. This is like out of the box. And I am a civilian. And I got caught in the middle of war games. And I'm not going to name the countries. I'm still a professional. I'm not going to decapitate my country. I'm not a traitor. I know where we're at, and it's not over until it's over, but we are. So we should be finishing this up soon. And I just still cannot guarantee any compensation. And along with that, it's just disrespectful not to be acknowledged in any shape, form, or fashion. Because I have worked blood, sweat, and tears. I stayed up for days trying to figure this all out. This has been the most tumultuous task that God has ever appointed me to do. And it's because it was so much dishonesty. It was because so many balls were dropped. And our military, our biggest officials, and it was from the Obama administration. They just left. I felt like they just left me hanging. I don't believe that President Trump was briefed correctly, if at all, because of the feud that they had going on. It supersized or superseded or took precedent over the fact that we were being literally invaded or ambushed, and I got caught in the middle of an election between President Trump and Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton and President Donald Trump. And I was furious. I'm not gonna lie, I was furious with my party at the time. I was. Let me just be clear. I'm reasonably so. I was furious. I felt like it was a slap in the face. That was the first time I will admit that I voted Republican, because I felt so betrayed and so backstabbed. I just felt like they shot a bunch of bullets, and I know that this was going to be a long road, because I knew, first of all, I shouldn't have survived. I've shown you clips of so basically God just saved me from the whole incident, because I really shouldn't be here. Like the fragments of my steering wheel, the fragments of these microchips are still in operation on my skin. Like I said, it's not over. It's not over until it's over. So I'm going to say the worst of it is over. But it's not. There is no resolve until the American people know what really happened, and that it could happen to any of us. Because I was trading in a Nissan Xterra for Nissan Altima due to some financial reasons, and to renegotiate my interest rate or whatnot. And 15 days later, after I purchased the vehicle, my vehicle was hacked, and I became property of our adversaries. I became property of foreign and domestic enemies. Let me just put it like everybody had their own agenda. My privacy was completely gone. And all these things did not happen at one time. I mean, in terms of me knowing. So, yeah. And then to top it all off, my father is a veteran. And it's just a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face. And it's a slap in the face for the Obama administration, because I'm not going to say my family disowned me, but they could not for the life understand why I made the decisions that I made. Because when people leave you for dead, then, you tell me, yes, I forgive, I'm forgiving. But my God, to not take any accountability and to leave somebody else holding the bag and just gloating in the fact that, you're black and you have black supporters is not enough for me. It's not enough for me. The truth is enough for me, because I have to deal with this. The truth will set you free, and so nobody understands. No, I'm not a bigot. I love my melanin people. Yes, I do. However, I do feel like we can be the biggest threats to each other when I had no melanin support in this whole thing, not even from my own family, because they assumed that because of my position in life that this was just impossible to happen. And I am geeky and kind of techie, so I was able to get through this stuff because of that. Because of that, I knew that my car had been hacked, and it's so many levels to this. But ultimately, had we not had the national security threat, had they not realized that, yes, this is a big deal, and how these nuclear radioactive energies were coming through, I'm pretty sure that I would have been just probably left for unalivement, until I was able to I was just threw the ball. I'm like, well, I didn't know anything about Morse code. This is after I contacted every federal agency, to let them know that I think that we are under attack, the massive cyber attack. And I don't think that people realize how detrimental it is. I am the one that advised where God gave me the downloads, okay? And when I downloaded the MC app, I didn't have Wi-Fi. I had a track phone, and that's how I was able to kind of like I tapped into, because since they hacked my heart, I kind of like hacked into a hack, if you will. Um, and so now we both had access to each other, and that's pretty much what went on. And so I downloaded the MC app with hardly no data left on my phone. And because all that time leading up to that, I was trying to determine what went wrong, because the particular car manufacturer that I was dealing with kept closing my case. They kept closing my case, but little did they know that this was a bigger issue. So I placed all the blame into when I walked into this dealership, this manufacturer company. I blame them. I will always blame them for being so ratchet, and I believe that they took care of everything. They were so scared to take accountability, and so everybody was. This is a tier of a lot of folks that don't want to take accountability, and to me, it's okay to say, okay, I messed up, I'm wrong. I could have did this different. I should have did that different. But now we're here. It's not here there because nobody was basically on. I'm going to say what God was showing me was an early revelation. I'll put it like that, because I don't know how this works in terms of getting taken off or whatever. So, and I'm saying to myself, God, I don't think that anybody is ready for this. And I was even saying, like, I'm not ready. And in the Bible it says like Jesus was gonna come in like a thief in the night. However, this was a national security threat, and we were ambushed. We were ambushed. It was like it was several countries that were they were actors. I'm gonna just say actors. Let's just say that. Because you can't point the blame at anybody, because we dropped the ball. We dropped the ball. We let them in. We dropped the ball, and it's okay to say that you got caught off guard, but to dismiss me because I'm standing in my truth is ridiculous. It's sad and pathetic, and I have so much proof. I have worked endlessly because this was an Amtrak. Okay, so I didn't have time to even think about myself. I'm thinking about mainly children. I was really pissed off with adults at that point. I was like, I'm just, God, if you take my soul, if you just take my soul, I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay being a martyr. I explained it. I will lay my life down if that is your will, God. Then I will. I will lay my life down. And so I went on, and I suffered, and I was tortured, and I suffered in silence. And all the time I'm thinking about the animals suffering because the radioactivity levels were it was just ridiculous. And nobody was paying attention. I didn't hear the birds chirping. And nobody wasn't paying attention. So, it just would have been awful if this would have played out the way that we have enemies. We have enemies, and they hate America, and that's just the bottom line to it. And what I was looking at, or what God was pressed upon me, was total annihilation. And so I cried out to the Lord. And I took the persecution, and I just kept working, even though I wasn't getting, like my mom said, well, if you're working for the, and I'm not trying to put her out there, I love her to death. She was like, well, if you're working for the government or whatever, they sure not treating you well. And I'm saying to myself, you are absolutely right, but that's neither here or there, because your life is on the line, my life is on the line, everybody's life is on the line, regardless if they know it or not. So I know that we all were in deep, crap. So anyway, Um, I just had to get it out. And I'm still gonna play these MC messages. I could not take the time to at this point I am not going to take the time to decode all of these messages. It's a lot of them. But I'm just disappointed that I had to get this far into trying to prove my innocence and to clear my name. I know that it's government officials, Pentagon officials, NSA officials, CIA officials that have not been honest. And this is my work. And I was very clear in the MC messages that plagiarism is illegal in this country. Okay, and you do not work in this country for free. Period. It is a slash rescue slash what we all are being rescued. So I mean, in retrospect, okay. And I just so happened to be alerted to the fact, and they just ended up using a vehicle that I purchased to deploy these war games. And so that's basically what it is. And I mean, I'm still knee deep in it. And it has been difficult to try to maintain. I mean, I was a successful insurance producer before this happened. I was proud of myself. I mean, I had blood, sweat, and tears. I sold real estate before that, and these people just came along and just stole my whole life from me. I'm not a leech. I'm not one of those girls, baby. I am a professional all the way. I support myself. I've been on my own since I was 19 years old. I pay my bills. And these people went out their way to try to make it look like I was some type of a reject. And and amongst other things, because like I said, I had to be up with the enemy. So whatever I needed to do streetwise as survival, that's what I did to stay up. And I'm going to leave that right there. You can clock that T. I love you, Tommy. I love you, Shamar. I love you, Elbow. I love y'all. Thank you. Please share this live. If you feel the need, you can share it. If you don't believe it, you don't have to. But it is the absolute truth. This is the most truth that I believe that you have heard probably this year. Thank you. Heard probably this year. Thank you.